It's so hard to know when it's live. Hey friends, welcome to my little corner of my studio. If you've seen any of my videos, you've seen this angle before. We're trying the back, I use my cell phone to video, and now we're using the back facing camera, and we're thinking it'll be a little bit more crisp. What else is different? We're gonna move this a little closer because I'm gonna finish painting the eye of this buffalo today. Oh, there's a traceable on my website. I can't tell if this is in camera or in frame because I can't see. Oh, I can. I can look over at my computer, but it's delayed. Anyway, I put a lot of detail in this traceable. You don't have, if you use this traceable, you don't have to put all that detail in. But I put it on a 12 by 24 inch canvas, and some of that detail actually helped me. So I don't lose my way because there's a lot going on here. I'm going to set this down. Oh, I thought you might want to see. Is this in frame, Em? You can't tell.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Here, maybe if I just hold it here.
Oh, yeah, you're good. Perfect. Yep.
If I hold it by my face. Mm-hmm. Didn't that turn out cute? We learned a lot with the last live. And we're still learning, so we're really excited you're here. Oh, Emily said that Bonita's in the chat room. Hey, Bonita. Great to see you.
Hi.
All right, so what I've done here, I don't know, it might look smoother on video. I'm just going to hold it closer and just guess. We'll kind of go up and down a little bit. It's really just one layer of paint. So I painted the background with a combination of Mars Black and Burnt Umber. And then I put my traceable on it. And then I just took this number 12 Filbert. Oh gosh, it's probably not quite a ½ inch. And then I just had fun putting in some colors, some value, and some brush strokes just to sort of map out where everything is. And then I used a number 1 Simply Simmons for the eye. And so I thought today, in a minute here, I'll have Emily move the camera closer, and then you'll watch me maybe finish painting the eye. I thought that might be interesting for you guys. You can let me know in the comments if that's something that interests you. There's a link in the description of the video already, because I've already learned from last time that we can put that all that information up ahead of time, to the reference photo. If you want to see what that is, pull it up on your computer if that's easy for you to do. You don't have to, it's just there if you want it. What else do I want to say before I have you zoom in, Em? I wonder if there's anything else. I'm looking. Oh, you know what? Let's show you my palette. So I use Liquitex paints because I like that you can stand them on their caps. Here, I probably got a tube here. So I don't have to have, like I could hang them by the hole, but I can just stand it on the caps. Is that in frame, Em?
Yeah, perfect.
Excuse me. But I mean, there's plenty of great paints out there. So my messy palette, is that in frame too?
Yes. Maybe a little higher, just a smidgen. Perfect.
A little higher? Okay. So I have Mars Black. This is a combination of Mars Black and Burnt Umber, and it's actually paint. So if you've been following me, I did 3 large 16 by 20 inch pet portraits. That's actually leftover paint from those pet portraits. I still had it. I think I still have it. Here. How do you like looking at the back of my head? I put it in a little sour cream container. Oh yeah, it's still good. Oh, wow. I mist it every once in a while. It'll start to smell. Don't worry about it. It's just a little bacteria growing. Don't eat it. Don't eat paint. It's like when you're in kindergarten. Okay, and then this is raw sienna. This one's I have it in the basics. Yep, raw sienna. Indanthrene blue. I don't know where to hold it. Titanium white and unbleached titanium. And so this palette is super close to my hippie hair video. If you've seen that one, it has a traceable. The blue is slightly different. I think I used phthalo blue green shade, but it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Okay, let's zoom in. So I've got the reference photo on my iPad. You'll see me look to the left. I'm going to use the number 1 Simply Simmons round, and you're going to see me turn because I've got water to my left and back. So I'm going to, and then normally, so this is above my shoulder. I wouldn't recommend painting above your shoulder, but it's just easier for videoing. I would move my easel down and paint more in this level. So, you know, this is one of those situations where don't do what I say, don't do what I'm doing, because your shoulder is going to get tired. Okay, so I'm not sure how the heck I want to do this. can they see?
It's pretty much all I'm seeing right now is your arm, and then it's wall, but mostly just focused on that painting.
So right here?
Oh yeah, do you want it just that? I can get a heck of a lot closer. It's pretty much like
maybe
this much of the painting is showing.
I don't know. Why don't we just start here and see if we get complaints?
Okay.
That might actually be a good idea until us trying to figure out.
Well, I'll pay attention, and if you're getting too detailed and you can't see, I'll move it again.
Great. Cool. I like that.
Oh, here. This is what your frame looks like. Do you want it closer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll go closer.
Yeah, they can't see.
We'll go closer. You're really going to paint the eye.
Yeah, I thought that might be helpful, which is also why I have it a little high. I was thinking a little high for the angle. One of these days we'll have like a super cool zoom in camera. I want to be sure and thank people sent money for supporting it. I'm going to thank them after I get a little bit of the painting done.
Is that close enough? That's where it is right now.
I don't know. I'm thinking that's a no.
Okay, yeah, I can get closer and closer and closer.
Thank goodness
It'll just be right over your shoulder.
Thank goodness I have help.
Oops.
But it is better. I can tell looking, so I can see my computer screen, and I can tell that what am I trying to say? It's more crisp and clear using the backside of my cell phone camera.
Is that better?
Let's just go with this,
Okay.
and then we'll see if we can get closer.
Okay.
Well, and then people can see my brushstrokes a little bit too.
Yeah.
Oh, and then what I was going to say, so I have a lot of mid values here. Some lights and definitely some darks because I'm painting on a really dark canvas. I painted some blacks. But what I'll come do with the second layer is I'll just add more fun fur. I'll add more detail to the horn. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see that. And then really pull out the lights coming from this direction. So I'm going to really pull out some lighter fur here. This buffalo in the reference photo is standing in snow. There's actually, I think, a little snow on its nose. And so there's a ton of reflective light coming up from the nose, which, oh, that's a little off camera. But anyway, this is more just of a head portrait, so I'm not going to have the nose be as bright. But where there's skin, I've put in some blue, just to make it a little more interesting and a little more rich. You could use purples, but on a pet portrait, I tend to use more blues. It makes a little more sense. Oh, you're not going to be able to see my palette.
Yeah, do you want me to?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll just see what people think. I'll paint for a little bit here. So I Googled buffalo, or this is an American bison eyes on Google. I love Google. Excuse me, guys. I can't show that photo because I'm sure it's copyrighted. I don't know. But I was trying to find out whether their pupils are horizontal. I think they are. I'm going to assume they are, and I probably will end up covering up quite a bit just to make it, dark. Because it is on the shadow side, but I want to put, so this is a weird thing that I do in pet portraits too. You try to get a little bit more interest and pop in the eye, but you still try to have it in shadow. So I picked kind of a hard thing. I'm just cleaning out my brush because I grabbed the wrong color. I kind of picked a hard thing to try live on camera. But I also thought so I'm going to actually put some black where I have brown in that pupil. And then this is an eyelid, and then there's like little eyelashes that come off. So this is actually right here, a little shadow in the pupil. All right, I think that's enough explaining. Now we can kind of chit-chat while I paint. Or Emily can kind of chit-chat. She can let me know what's going on. So I'm oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say that Jean said that she made a live, so she's excited. And then it looks awesome so far. I love bison.
Oh, good. So I got into a new gallery. I'm going to start, I don't know exactly when. I'm going to start, I think, the first meeting I'll go to. So I'm mixing a little unbleached titanium and a little of the indanthrene blue. I hope I called it indanthrene blue.
You did.
Okay, good.
I don't know if you threw the blue in there, but...
Well, indanthrene would work because you look it up and you go, oh. I think the first meeting is the end of September, so I probably start in October showing art there. And it's a nice big gallery in downtown Omaha, big open space. So I'm scared to start the eye, so I'm adding a little highlight here on the lid. When in doubt, start with something you're comfortable with. Sorry guys, I'm a little, it's ragweed season, so you can hear it in my voice. Anyway, so I need some bigger paintings. Even this isn't really big enough. I need to paint like a 30 by 40. Oh, this is a Michaels canvas. They're level 3. It's an 1.5 inches thick. So I wonder if we want to put maybe just a little highlight right there. Let's just kind of go for it and stop being nervous. And now I'm grabbing some straight indenthrine, so it's quite dark. So just because I painted the eye brown, I just was more getting the shapes down. And maybe some of the values. Oops. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to blend it and soften it a little bit. And then I'm gonna maybe add a smidge. Okay, that's raw sienna. I made it a little green because I mixed it with the blue. So all I'm gonna do is play until I like it. And there's not a lot of magic to it. So now I've just got some of my brown mixture. And I'm looking, so my reference photo is sort of helpful, sort of not. Both the reference photo that I'm painting from and then when I Googled an American buffalo eye, because they're going to show you one with really cool reflections, like you can see the road and the eye, that kind of stuff. I'm like, I just need to know what the eye looks like. And then I'm wondering if we want to kind of make the eye a little bigger. This one I'm going to be, so painting an eye, I'm going to end up being quiet and thinking a lot. Oh, I bet you, did you say we have how many people, Em?
6 people watching.
I bet you I should say hi to my dad. Hey, Dad.
Hi, Gramps.
Thanks for helping fill out our live. I bet you, I'll probably get an email now.
Now it jumped to 8, so he's definitely probably in there somewhere.
Oh, maybe should I say hi, Dad, again? We don't know. We don't know. Yeah, I'm only going to paint an hour. I'm thinking, or is it a we or an I am? You don't probably know yet because you don't know what I'm going to say. I'm thinking that we'll just paint whatever I'm working on for an hour. Gosh darn it, I keep grabbing the wrong color because I'm talking. I can't walk and talk. And I'm just going to show what I'm working on. And then I also video this from the beginning to the end, and you can see the whole video in a week or two when it goes up on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know what color I want. I don't know. I wonder if I should go a little bolder. So if my light's coming from there, let's just say we can get a little reflective light here. And let's just put it in and see how much I dislike that. I'm going to grab a little straight up burnt umber. There, we might be getting a little closer to home there. Now I don't know if I like the slit in the eye there. I'm going to grab some straight up indenthrine maybe. It's so dark, I might need a smidge of, just grab a little, I don't know if you can see a little smidge of white. So value is more important than color most of the time. It does all the work. I mean, I could paint this with crazy colors and you'd still know it's a buffalo because of the horn, you know, shape of the head. But I don't think we want to give it too blue of an eye. So now I'm going to grab up some straight up burnt umber. I might have to let that dry and work around the eye and see what we think. So I totally covered the pupil up. We can always put it back in. So when I was putting all this on the painting, you know, I might concentrate on the nose a little bit, but I worked all over the painting, just getting some values. I'm not too concerned, like this needs to be lighter here and this needs to be lighter here, like I mentioned, but I was, you know, I didn't, just to kind of get some paint down, get some values down and see what I think. And that's basically what I'm doing here. Get a little paint down. Okay, now I'm going to grab a little of this sort of creamy color. I'm totally making up the values in this eye. My brush is getting old. It's not wanting to hold a point. Emily's really quiet.
I'm just watching you.
Okay. Well, that's good. You know, it's not like it's... What you can do too, I do sometimes, is like I'll say, ooh, I really like how that artist painted. That's getting there. Sorry guys, I kind of leaned back a little bit. That's getting there. I'll see an artist, I really love how they painted like a dog eye or something. And I will print that out so I can say, oh, you know, they... So what can work too? Here, let's do it. Put a little black. Oh, gosh darn that. I'm grabbing a little Mars black. Put a little black next to your highlight. It's not always true, but if you're in doubt, sometimes artists will say where there's a dark, there's a light, and I don't have really light. But that can give it a little more, I kind of like that. I'm wondering if I wanted to, oops, so I'm gonna, oh, you probably can't even see me. I don't know if you saw my head go over there. My iPad went dark. I have to remember to watch my iPad. Yeah, there's a ton of shine in that reference photo. I wonder if we just need to work on the eye some more and then figure out if we like the... So this painting, it's a portrait, so you don't have to worry too much about composition. But I've got some blue at the top of the horn, some blue here, and then, oh, you can see a little bit of the nose, some blue down in the nose. And so I've kind of got this going on, but the nice thing about a portrait is you'll just bounce back and forth, and the eye is almost always the star of the show in that situation. And I think that's drying a little darker. I wonder if we could go a smidge lighter. So a little white into my little puddle I got going on here. And you probably would like a bigger glass palette, painting on a grape, or mixing on a grape palette. You can really get a better sense of your colors. But I like these little styrofoam plates. Maybe we'll put one like right there. Because I can put them in a Ziploc bag. I don't know if you noticed that when I took it out. I can set it on a shelf someplace, keep it for later. That's looking better. Let's work on some of, that's as black as I can go. I'm pretty sure it's gonna look blacker if I put some black paint on it.
So we're covering quite a bit of the U.S. right now because Jean says that she's watching from New Jersey, and then Rescue Auntie is all the way in Hawaii. Wow. And Rescue Auntie recently found your channel and loves your work.
Oh my gosh. You know, that's what's amazing to me. I mean, I know I licensed my art. I've been selling in galleries the last couple of years. You know, I know my art's good, but it's just like, I think maybe it's good for these guys to hear it if they're artists too. Sometimes it can take a week before I like a painting. I'll finish it, I'll call it done, and I'll say to Emily, I don't like it. There's a daisy painting I did. I'm like, I don't like it. And Emily's like, I like that one. And that happens to me all the time. I never like my backgrounds. If you listen to a few of my videos, I'm all like, I don't like that. I think it's funny. So here's a little raw sienna. I kind of want to, I'm looking at my reference photo, I kind of want to pop right there. Oh, I think that helps. So this is really futzy work compared to all those bigger brush strokes I have for the fur. But I thought it would be good for you to see my first attempt and layer at fur. And then I can go back and say, okay, this area is too dark. You know, we need more, I want more detail. Or I could call it done once I get the eye on there and maybe refine the nose a little bit, just depending on how loose you want your painting.
Chase just sent,
oh, hey, Chase man.
Chase sent another super chat.
Oh my gosh.
With just a little goat emoji.
Oh my gosh. That's so nice. We talked about Daisy the goat in the last live, didn't we?
Yeah. And then Art of Dan is also here.
Oh.
He says hello.
Hello. That's so cool. So I'm like super nervous, you guys. But when you come and you show up and then you know, Emily watches the chat and you comment, I feel a lot better. I really appreciate the support. It means a ton to me. We're really excited. It's been so fun. And it's been so good for me to meet new people. And, you know, with the pandemic, we do go out some, but we're still not doing like we used to. It's just been so good for me to connect with you guys. Okay, I'm done, Em. There was more. I'm just putting in little hairs. I'm putting a little raw umber. You don't have to get this fussy. I just thought you'd like to see how I do this. Okay, I really am done. Did I cut you off?
Nope.
Oh, okay. No. Okay, cool. We'll get better at that. We'll get better at everything. That's what's also fun is we'll just get better at everything. There's just nowhere but up when you don't know what you're doing. It's like learning to paint. You just try one thing and then you see if you like it and you try another thing. And if I get too light on this stuff or too fussy, I will come back with a bigger brush and then kind of wipe it all off. But I think that eye is looking better already. I kind of want to peek at my computer screen and see. There's quite a bit of raw sienna in this buffalo photo that I want to add. But you don't necessarily have to. I kind of like the blue and orange. Little hints, kind of hinting at compliments. I like doing that. So I just keep, it's like this is painstakingly slow, but this is how I paint. This is a pet portrait. You know, a little color here, and then I'll shift the color a little bit. You know, and sometimes a puddle dries up, so then I just, you know, paint right over the dried puddle, or mix right over the dry puddle. And a lot of times I'll have, you know, some dark shades going, especially in this case when I'm painting on a dark canvas, and then just mix the lights as I go. Some artists think you shouldn't have any of these mixed. You should literally mix the color as you go all over, but I don't mind the convenience of having some browns, you know. I am pretty much mixing the raw siennas as I go. But I'm also going to use them straight up because it's pretty transparent. Here, maybe I could show you. Let's put a little in. It might be more than I want, but let's try it. So I'm just rinsing out my brush. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, let me know. So here, does my voice get quieter, you guys, in the chat when I look this way as opposed to when I look at my painting? So now I'm looking at my painting. Now I'm looking at my water.
It may take a minute for a reply. People are discussing oil paints. Or what kind of paint. Because, let's see here. Art of Dan Oil Painting, he asked if anyone was an oil painter here. Oh, and Jean said that she paints in oil and acrylic, but oil is her first love. I have never touched oil paint. Have you? Technically, yes. So if Gramps is listening, we should get him a YouTube account so he can comment in the chat. Oh, that looks pretty good on my computer. Yeah, I made it big so you could see. It smooths it out. Oh, and the eye's looking better. I got an little oil painting kit when I was a kid. I don't know how old I was. I'll just say 12. I don't know how old I was. And, you know, I wasn't a painter then. I was like, I'm a drawer. I didn't tell them. Gramps, now you know. I don't like to paint. Oh, yeah, so you can kind of warm that up a little bit. I'm using a little bit bigger brush. And so, I mean, it could be kind of fun because it stays open so long. It stays wet so long. And I could get a lot of smeary, you know, fun going on. But it also, you need to work thin to thicker. Now, I may be wrong. I've only painted once in oil. And then what I didn't particularly like about it was you have to be careful with the chemicals and the rags. But now they have oil paints that are water-based. So I don't exactly know how that works. But the other reason why I use acrylics is because, so this is dry enough within an hour if I need to photograph it, scan it in on my computer, send it to my agent, you know, done. And then with oil paints, I don't know, I just don't know, you know. So I just never tried. And then I've never tried the water-based oils. I think they're probably pretty good. And I know a lot of people switch to them because of the chemicals if you use the regular oils. And I think you can, I kind of like that with a little bit of, I think you can even mix. You have to be careful and you'd have to look this up or ask the manufacturer. But you can mix some of the water-based with the oil, but I don't know the percentages. Because eventually the water will break it down, you know.
But I think you can get away with it, but I don't know. I don't know how or what. You'd have to Google. Okay, let's go back to that eye. So my reference photo, it's really light, but I'm thinking we need it. The skin here is really light. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but Emily gave me a manicure. I have polka dots on my nails.
You can probably get close to the camera. Oh yeah, you can see it. You can catch it. Yep.
So I have measles on me. Oh, actually, we probably want it a little darker here. Oh, that's the wrong color. I'm not sure what to do here. Let's see. Let me look at my other eye. Okay, yeah, let's make this darker here. Maybe we'll grab a little blue. Because it would be, you know, if my light's coming from this direction. And if you're a beginning painter, and I mean, that makes you nervous not knowing, changing the light direction on a reference photo, don't. You don't have to. You know, do what you see in the photos. Gosh, well, when I was a kid, I pretty much drew what I drew Snoopy out of the newspaper. I always just drew what I could see because it's great practice and it's not wrong. I just didn't want to know how to paint snow in a portrait, and I like the dark background. Oh, I was going to have my frog painting. This is similar to how I did the frog painting. I should put that link in the video description. Where I build it out of the dark colors. So I'm just kind of scumbling and futzing and then trying to get it in my line of, in my progressive lenses so I can see it.
So Jean says, if you mix water base with oil base, you have to use the oil base mediums. Trust me on this one, LOL.
Oh, good. Good to know. Yeah, I was a kid, and a lot's changed with the mediums, you know, even oil. Well, and it was so nice of him to give me that oil set. I don't know if I wasn't ready. I was just being a grumpus and an ungrateful kid. You know, I don't know.
Well, that was always my issues. I never wanted to, because I'm impatient about even acrylic drawing. So I just never touched oil because it was, you do have to wait. So you have to put in the time. And
I think that's better. I'm going to look. Oh, yeah, that's better.
Art of Dan has not tried water-based oil paints. He's still just working with oily oils.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here to read the chat. Oh gosh, you know, that just kind of reminds me, like, I've gotten so much better during the pandemic. I lost a couple of graphic design clients I had, I was going that direction anyway. There's like no pity. I was, you know, going to full-time professional artists. But having the extra time to paint, I've gotten so much better just in the last year from sheer painting. You know, repetition. You don't really realize it until you look back and go, oh, I like how I did that.
I've done that too recently. I looked back way at your, like a sunflower you did forever ago. Kind of there was one that used to hang in my bedroom that had buttons on it, but like even pre that sunflower.
Oh yeah, that was.
So, and then now looking at your flowers now, it's just like, whoa. And I think it's just to your, maybe it's because you used to paint in palette knife, so obviously it's different anyway, but.
Yeah, I started painting in acrylics with a palette knife. That doesn't sound very smart. And then my portraits and my things were getting so real. Like sometimes you'll see behind me, I've got some snow scenes, Christmas scenes. There's a truck that's painted with a palette knife, and it looks like I did it with a brush.
Oh yeah, I don't think they can't see
They can't see it.
The paintings behind you.
But I'm like, okay, that's kind of dumb. I might as well use a brush. You know? It's like it defeats the purpose of a palette knife.
Well, are both these flags palette knife right here above your desk?
Yep. Actually, the fruit right there is.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty loose. Mm-hmm. The birch trees. I have palette knife videos. Shouldn't mention everything because I'll have to link it all in the description. We'll forget. Ask me if there's something you want to know. You know, just the best place to find me is YouTube and Facebook, and then a lot of times we post to Instagram because you can post to both at the same time. I am on Pinterest and Twitter, but I really don't hang out there. So I should have lowered my easel so I can see this better without tipping my head up. I'm telling you, Emily, so remember if I do this, we'll do this again, this angle again. So I'm really just futzing. I'm wondering if the eye is done and I should just put some eyelashes in. Because I don't want too much of a reflection, it's in the shadow. And so blue is a decent reflection color because you can say, oh, there's blue sky somewhere out here, you know, and it's catching from over here. I think that's done.
I really like that eye.
Yeah, I don't think this is done. It's too, like, this is too solid, all the same color, but I'm thinking we'll put some eyelashes in.
So let's see here. Bonita said, how do you rate your paintings from easy to do to difficult?
Well, if you do, this one could be really difficult because it's like a 1,000-piece puzzle or a 5,000-piece puzzle, the way I'm doing it. I don't really recommend that. But if you paint it, the traceable's 5 by 10, I think. This is 12 by 24. If you paint it smaller and you use the traceable, you know, you might even have just one color for this. I don't know if that makes sense. I do have some easy bumblebee paintings, some easy little bird paintings. I have some ornaments at Christmas time that would be much easier. What else? Oh, I've been doing a simple landscape series. I have just a cloud painting video where it's a blue background and you paint white clouds. So I think you'll know. Plus, what's easy for Bonita might be really hard for somebody else. So that's also kind of hard to, I know some of the other YouTube artists like Ginger Cook does 1 cookie, I think, or 2 cookies or 3 cookies, which is cute. But still, I think she gets a little flack because, you know, someone would go, oh yeah, I'll just take a big brush and, you know, I'm done in 10 minutes. You know, that's really hard because what's scary to one person, a tree might be scary to one person where clouds are scary to another. So, but, oops, sorry, I just bumped my easel there. But I hope that helps a little. Bumblebees, I've got a series of simple landscape paintings, birds, and then I've got some holiday ornaments. There's a neat angel one where I use a palette knife for part of it, just for the texture, you might really like.
I think in at least through editing, the last one I remember was like your frog video from 2 months ago.
That's a hard painting, kind of.
Yeah, it's a hard painting, but like I think there's at the 2/3 mark, it's more of a simple frog, and he has a pretty good traceable for him.
He's got a really good traceable.
And then you just keep saying like, you could have stopped like 7 steps ago. Like I just keep playing with it. You could have. I think it's just the amount of layers that you end up adding to the painting that then makes it seem. It gives a lot of depth, but it ends up making it seem more complex.
It does.
Whereas I saw that somebody painted your frog, I think on Facebook, and they tagged you in it.
It was really cute.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, the only thing is just they probably didn't add as many layers, but it was still like a complete frog, and he had depth, but I think it's just because you futz and then you added the dots around his chin, and it just gives it texture. So I think every painting can be simplified, and your traceables, I think, really help with that.
Yeah, I think the mistake is, so if I followed another YouTube artist traceable, it would not look like their art. There are some people who are good at forgery and things who, you know, can do that. I'm decent, but I'm not that good of a forger. So you have to keep in mind that it starts coming down to where you stop using the traceable in the reference photo, like I did here with the eye. I wanted a little highlight in there, and you start putting in what you like. And that doesn't happen until you're more confident with drawing, you're more confident with mixing paint, you're more confident. I mean, you just paint things and you keep learning things, and then pretty soon you realize, oh, I'm going off the rails here and I'm going to make this look how I want. That takes time. It's kind of like putting. You know, I was golfing a few years ago, and you know, you take your putter and your balls out to the practice green, and you can only explain so much and get so much coaching, and you just have to practice. But see, for me, it was super relaxing to paint all these loose brush strokes, like this one right here. You know, just a lot of these. And I might come back and refine it, I might not. Just depends. A lot of times I do because I'm like, ooh, I like this, and ooh, what would that look like? And, you know. Did I answer or did I ramble way too long?
I was just thinking that I didn't know if we answered it and that we may have just talked a lot.
I think we did, because we listed a couple times what we would consider easier paintings.
Your smaller, like the cute little 4x4s or the little small ones that you do are definitely like because it's a smaller canvas. It's a simpler painting. So, well, I mean, I guess not always for everybody, but those are typically probably easier to start out with than like this big bison. Because my problem was always working large. I would lose myself if you work larger.
I lose myself, so I typically, for a pet portrait or something, this was complicated, so I use the traceable. But it's actually can be, if you have the time, it can be easier. How can I say it? Because like right now, this is really slow and futzy and a little brushy. And that's like a lot of work. But if you can get a bigger brush going, it can be easier and quicker. I don't know if that makes any sense. Right now I painted some black eyelashes, and now I'm painting just some creamy eyelashes. And I'll kind of play with it. So I'm thinking the light could catch over here, but they're going to be dark over here. Oh, and if I don't like it, we'll just fix it. Yeah, I wanted to paint this for the gallery. So I don't know if it's the best choice for a live. But, this was we're going to do a variety of things. This was totally different. It's so cute. It makes me laugh. And it turned out pretty well. It was a bit of a hot mess there for a stretch. But that happens too. Oh, and then it's, okay, now I can, I don't know if that's going to pop up in the chat. But it's like, how do you know when your painting is finished? When you're happy with it. And that sounds like a snarky answer, and I don't mean it at all. This could be done.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like this could be done for somebody, but I think you just futz with them more, so then you end up putting more and more and more layers on.
Yeah, so I even have, here, yeah, you can see that. Here, that's actually the canvas showing through. Not the canvas, but my painted dark background. Here, I'll lift this up a little bit. So the dark background is showing through in spots, but that's not bad. That just makes it a more efficient painting. If you want to get faster and faster. I'm not so concerned with speed. I'm just concerned with what makes me happy, which sounds really selfish. But I also thought this might be neat. I think if you try something that scares you, it's kind of like me going live. Once I start talking, I'm okay. But it scares me. But it's also good for me, and I learn, And no one has to see it. You can throw it out. You can paint over it. That might even be enough eyelashes. Not totally sure. So I'm just adding some darks here to see if I like it. I think what I might do is start working on some, I was going to work underneath the eyes pretty flat. Let's see, how does that look? Oh yeah, we need some darker. Oh, you know what? Why don't I take a drink, because I can feel it. I can hear him now. It's just lemonade. I can hear Gramps. And then before people leave and while they're still here, I want to thank people who sent support through PayPal. That was so nice. Oh, here's actually an artist tip. Keep your beverage quite a ways away from your water containers. Because otherwise, and then I'm just misting my paints a little bit. I'm just thrilled. So Bonita sent in money. Thank you, Bonita. Bonita G, in case there's another Bonita. Darlene S, thank you. And Yvonne A. I was so thrilled. We're going to buy another video arm for my phone so that when I do, we'll do another live this size. It'll work better and it'll be quieter. So thank you for sending the money. It's so exciting because we could add this or we could do that. I think I'm going to put on my Christmas list a tabletop easel.
Ooh.
So, hey, Emily,
Bonita was here for the last live, and I bet she just watched us struggle so hard. She's like, those people need a new arm.
Yeah.
So,
a new video arm. These people need help. Okay, so I'm grabbing some of my sort of dark brownish. Oh, that's the same color. Let's grab black. Okay, let's pay attention to what I'm doing here. Yeah, I wrote those names down. I'm like, I definitely need to thank. I mean, the people, before we hit 1,000, the people who would comment, you know, ask me, a couple of people asked me if I could do a traceable. And one time I couldn't. It was just outside my wheelhouse. Another time I'm like, sure, you know, and that's great. You know, I suppose we'll get, here's a thought, Emily. Will we get so big we can't do that anymore? It can't be custom. That'd be kind of sad.
Yeah, if you paint like an entire massive piece, it'd be really hard to get a traceable for that guy.
Yeah.
Jean says, don't forget to hit that like button and share.
We need help. Thank you.
she's doing the PR for us, so.
Thank you. We have more than just Emily doing the heavy lifting here. But I'm not painting very fast. I need to stop talking. So I'm just grabbing a little white. I'm putting it in my sort of gray-brown mixture. So I'm looking at values and then some fur texture. You don't have to have every hair. I should probably switch brushes because then you get tempted to have every hair when you use a little brush. And I think that's going to be a little light for me. And so you can tell I'm already like having my little soldiers all lined up in a row, which is really common to do. So then I'll come back. I'm going to grab some of this brown. So sometimes when you're painting, it doesn't really matter which brown, but when someone looks up close at it and they're thinking of buying it, it can be interesting for them to see some color shifts that they don't see as far back. Because you kind of grab them at a distance and you might sell them up close. Not always true, but just a thought if you're interested in something like that. So I'm grabbing a little cream. And then so like if that's way too light and I don't like it, just kind of wipe it. And I just did it again even though I didn't like it. All right, what do I need to work on? Is that eye done? Oh, I know what we need to do. I was kind of letting it dry a little bit. So I'm going to grab, so what I want to do is, that's a fuzzy brush. I should have checked my brushes before I sat down. So what I'm going to do is I've got black eyelashes here, but you can't really see them. So I want a little lighter value. Maybe I'll pick up a cooler value, so like I've got going here. I'm going to grab a little water because it's drying on me. I can hear Emily typing. That's fun.
Well,
that's good. And I'm gonna basically hit, it's going where I don't want it. I almost need a liner brush. I'm gonna hint. I definitely need to lower my canvas. Cool. Little trick there. So there are some things you won't see in a photo that'll just make it look neater. And I think that comes with experience. Were you going to say something, Hun?
Just that.
I just called you Hun on live.
That's fine. That Bonita said, Emily, you and your mother are such a delight. So I replied to her comment because you were talking about something else and I didn't want to interrupt. So
no, I super appreciate that. I like that. I like that you were typing. So I just put a little there. Is this too futzy for a live?
I mean...
Oh, I want them to...
You don't want my opinion?
Oh, sure. Sure, yes. Oh, yes, of course. Favorite daughter of mine? I haven't called you favorite daughter yet during your live, actually. My favorite and only daughter. I have a favorite son, too. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I think it's... I mean, it's what you're working on, and it's not like every live will be this, but I like to... My favorite part about your paintings are, like, the fact that you add every little hair like this. So it's... At least for me, because I always see... I'll see it if I come over, or you'll send me a picture, and then all of a sudden I see it done, but I never see this. Like I never watch you paint every little hair on.
So you're saying you want to move back home?
Yeah, can I have my bedroom back?
No. That's become my studio?
Yeah.
No.
But if you want to move
But you can move
elsewhere,
back home.
We can, I can move back home. If you want to paint something else, we can move the camera around too. Yeah. Or because the nose is out of frame, so.
I might, just because I'm painting out of focus, because it's a little above my eye line.
Yeah. Do you want me to scooch it back?
I don't know, because what I need to do is look at my computer.
Yeah. So you just...
Yeah, so I don't think I am, okay, here's maybe, I don't like that. Oh, yeah, now. You know, when you leave, you should, I'd miss Freckles terribly, but I don't know if they can hear Freckles meowing either. She has decided to join the live. So I don't like that right there. It's too light. So I'm just going to go over it with a little dark. What was I going to say? I don't remember now.
I don't know, but Chase says that he likes the complexity of the painting.
Well, yeah, Chase is my favorite Chase man. I appreciate that. I think he's a little biased.
Yeah.
I hope he's biased. Well, I don't remember what I was going to say. There was something I was going to go.
We were talking about if you were going to paint something else. I don't know if you were.
Oh, yeah, it'll come back to me. Oh, if you're going for realism, more detail and smaller brushes. That's where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going for more impressionism, like one of my recent little flower paintings, you know, bigger brush that's appropriate for whatever the shape you want to do. I mean, I've mentioned this in a couple of my videos. There's some woman who uses a brush about that wide on a painting like this, even some smaller paintings. And so she uses the corner. It's so cool. And she gets really neat impressionistic paintings. But I'm like, I cannot, there's a point where I'm super uncomfortable with a big brush and I go back to my comfort level. Oh. But in general, I mean, so in art there's like rules and then people break rules and they're just sort of guidelines.
Freckles trying to give me a hug. But
Oh.
when she gives me a hug, I think she covers the mic.
Yeah, I can see her. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm just gonna move in another spot around the eye, honey. Because like this to me looks a little clumpy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So if you're a new artist, you'll notice as you start to paint things, you'll start to look at things differently. I was chatting with a woman who said she really liked my how to paint simple cloud video. And she's like, she started taking pictures of clouds. So I'm like, just take pictures of clouds and try and paint them. You know, I take pictures and I delete them. So I'm just mixing some color that's just in my puddle here. And she's like, I see clouds differently. I'm like, you do. But I forget. You know, I've probably been doing that since a kid. I'm one of those, you know. Okay, so what happens to me sometimes is then I overpaint and then I come back and with a big brush and I take out all the hair that I just put in.
You regret it?
I regret it, but I also don't because the layers always help me in the end.
Yes.
I can hear the cicadas outside.
They've been really loud. My gosh.
I know, they're like all at once this year.
They like scream.
So I don't know if that's helping anything either. If I go here, we can still see it, can't we?
Yes. I had to wait to see. I had to wait to see it on the live. Yeah, we can.
Oh, yeah. So that's something I do. Like, okay, am I making this painting any better, any different? Am I helping it? So now I'm cleaning out my brush, and I'm going to grab, maybe, I don't want to go white just yet. I like to sneak up on the white. So I'm going to go just off of white, and I don't know that as you could tell in the camera, or in the video. And then I'm going to, oops, I got to move my reference. Oh yeah, it's quite white over here. And it's a little tricky to have your highlight on the edge. It's quite risky, really. But I might put them, like, see, I'll just lighten that brush stroke up. And I'm going to get some lights, almost whites in here and see what I think. Oh, my darn.
Could you say that you're living on the edge?
I shouldn't have laughed.
Chase said it would be cool to see a day in the life video with the sunglasses emoji, like the guy wearing the sunglasses.
Oh, that sounds scary. Thanks, Chase.
Chase wants a vlog.
Actually, I don't know if I need it here, but I might put some here. So I like to sneak up on, I save white. I don't literally save it for last, but I like to sneak up on it. Now look how white, I don't know if that looks really white on camera. It isn't white.
Yeah, I think it comes off whiter on the live than it is in person.
Well, and it also has more contrast next to it as compared to my palette. So that's white, you know, whatever white my styrofoam plate is, and that's off-white. But then you put it next to the darks and it really starts to pop. Maybe. That eye got, well, I still think I want to work a little bit. When I look at it up close, I don't like it. But then when I look at it on my computer monitor, I'm like, wow, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I should mess with it.
I like, there's, I don't know if the video quite catches it, but the, where the highlight is, oh no, Freckles is gonna, oh no, Freckles is gonna cover my mic. She wants a hug so bad.
She's probably stressed out.
Where the highlight is on the left side, the top, just on the little top, there's like a line that's perpendicular to the highlight that's blue. But it doesn't quite catch on camera that that's blue. It looks
should I try and...
Yeah, I think you know where I'm
Here?
talking about. Let's see.
Here.
Oh, higher. That little, oh, no. On the eyeball itself.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, isn't that yummy?
Yeah. In person, it looks so much better than in the live. Because it's blue. It's... Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that pulls a little more blue now. Yeah.
We're going to need background music for when I'm really concentrating hard and trying to aim at the camera.
Yeah, I'll just have to make a YouTube.
I wonder if we could have YouTube playing their music or something.
I could also just make a video that is YouTube's royalty-free music, and we could just play it.
I was wondering, I have a little list over here. Excuse me. Oh, this needs a painting title. So I don't name I name some of my paintings because I just need to call them something. It's like a working title. But this needs a title, and a guy that I know on LinkedIn was saying bicentennial. I thought, where did he come up with that? We haven't had a bicentennial in many years.
Oh my gosh, I like that though.
It's clever.
It's cute, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I am looking for more ideas if anybody had it. Gosh darn it. I have so many technical things. So my reference photo moves, and so if you can't think of one right now, it's not a problem. But if you think of one, let me know. You know, I am jealous. I watch other YouTube people to see how they do things, you know. I am jealous with their setups. You know, they have a whole area and cameras and people working it, and it's amazing.
You have a people working it.
I do have a people working. I have a person. I've thrown you under the bus twice now.
Yeah, we'll need a cat cam because this is the second time that Freckles has hopped up in my lap.
We should.
For during the live.
There. Sorry if my head got in the way there. I was adjusting. Oh, I kind of like that. That might be too strong. I might knock it down. But so I'm thinking I won't go as bright down here. You know what? What if we put a little... We can see all that, can't we?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just I mean, you can pretty much see just the very tippy top of the nose, and then you lose not even an inch of the top left corner of the painting in the frame. That's all. So
what looked really lighter here, of course that's going to dry darker. We'll have to see what that does. So that can drive people nuts with acrylics. It dries, half a shade. I don't think it dries. I don't have a grayscale. I just dropped my paint in my lap, my paintbrush, but it caught my my apron. She can sit there.
Okay.
It dries like a half shade, maybe darker.
We have 12 people watching.
Oh, hello. Welcome to my little happy corner of the world. And it's my art studio, which used to be Emily, who's here helping me in the chat. It used to be her bedroom. We're very, I was going to say high tech, but that doesn't really fit. We're We're low budget right now. But we're having fun. I'm having a blast. Emily talked me into doing YouTube. And so that could be like I'm blaming her, and I am nervous to do the lives. I used to be nervous to do a simple video. So I got over that. So that's good. So I'll eventually get over this. But it's been so fun. And it fits me. I think it fits me. Don't you think, Emma? Is that weird to say?
Yeah, I think it's a good fit.
Well, I never think of myself as an art teacher, but of course I taught you and your brother.
Yeah.
Only when you asked. I wouldn't like encourage you guys to be artists.
Yeah, I remember, I mean, just the simple, like, your face, like, what on your face typically, like, obviously every face is different, but, like, you know, your eyes are kind of, like, in the center of your head, even though it doesn't look like it. You know, they line up here on your ears. Your ear lines up here on your mouth. Your mouth is, like, as wide as... I didn't learn any of that until probably, like, freshman year of high school, but you had already taught me that by, like, second grade.
Oh, there's a lot of things. Even in your college classes, I'm like, in high school, I can hear me now. They're not teaching you anything.
Yeah.
Like, they just, I had art instructors in college, too, that were like, okay, you know, I mean, it's one thing if it's, and also your first time very scary, you go into a live nude model drawing class. I said that kind of backwards. And it's scary because, like, that person's going to take their robe off and you have to draw them. But then the instructor would say, you know, draw as fast as you can, which is a good lesson, you know. But in my college classes, I can remember even then they wouldn't, I'm going to add a little rusty right here. My reference photo doesn't have it, but I want to bring it forward a little bit. They really didn't teach you how to, you know, 1 point perspective. I need to do videos on that. You know, they didn't show you. Like, there's mechanics to it.
I think the hard struggle is like until high school, it's kind of like you have, like everyone's taking that art class. So people that aren't even interested. So how much do you teach until, you know, to keep somebody's attention span? Whereas like I started learning it in like my studio classes in high school that I had to choose for myself to take. They weren't like art level 1 or.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Do we like that? I think we kind of like that.
Yeah, I like that.
See, I think it's good. All right, we'll find out. So it's just purely what I'm thinking right now. One, to set myself off a little bit from other YouTube artists is to show you working on something crazy like this and how I would paint much faster if I wasn't talking because I can't talk and paint very well. But, you know, they'll paint a whole painting in 2 hours, 3 hours, which is awesome. You get to see every step. Totally awesome. But they're already doing that. So I'm like, okay, here's my thoughts. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm working on. Hang out with me. You know, let's have a laugh. That kind of stuff I think might be more fun or at least different. But we may change. You know, if we get lots of requests or something else, we'll do our best. I don't know if that did anything. But I know the highlights helped. And it's helping me so I can even maybe sneak a few more highlights in the eye now. Because it all becomes relative. You know, I think I'm going to have a little highlight. You can just see at the very bottom of the video, right here on the nose. Well, actually, it should be over here. But I might catch it maybe right here. Even though it'll be light bending around corners, which it kind of does. But yeah, I think that eyeball is done. Which I didn't expect to happen quite so quick.
Mm-hmm. I really like that eyeball.
Sometimes hey, how cool is that it worked out really well? Sometimes I will paint 3 or 4 layers on that eye. And I'll step back from it, I'll just say 6 feet for a reference. You don't have to get that far, but or look, like I can look at the computer monitor and go, is that working? All right, what do we need to do now?
Creative Wandering said, great job. Keep doing live streams and keep enjoying the process.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm sounding a little insecure probably on live. Yeah, you get the real me. In the other videos I do, I don't reshoot. I mean, one time it's been an hour, no way.
Oh, yeah, it's 12:59 right now.
Wow. So if any of you slow painters out there, Hang on, I gotta set that down because my watch won't stop. Any of you slow painters out there feel like you're too slow? Not. We didn't get very far. But I do like the highlights. I will video from here on and include that in the full video of this from start to finish. But maybe we're going to go here pretty soon. What do I need to do quick before we go? I don't know if I need to do actually anything. Oh, that's too light. So if that happens, you can let it dry and then fix it. Or you can come back with a little, I'm going to come up with a straight up burnt umber. Wow, that went quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then just darken it down. I always think, like, why would someone want to watch paint dry? That's too light, too. So if you want to see more of this kind of detailed videos, I've got links in the description to Andy's pet portrait and Callie's. Callie is a tabby calico mix, I'm pretty sure. She's tabby, she's got all those black stripes. And so I painted all the black stripes first. I pretty much painted the blacks here first, just because then I can, you know, pull a hair over it. I can also come back and put some more black in it. She's a good one to watch for fur. She is really complicated. And then her face shifted in color. She had like blue grays on one side of her face and then warmer colors on the other. It was actually harder than this. There isn't a traceable for her. She was just a pet portrait I did. I don't know how artists paint and talk. You know what? We need some lights or lighter.
Jean says, so happy I got to hang out with you two. A nice shot of positivity and joy in my day. XOXO.
Oh, that's so nice.
I am putting, let's see if it'll go through, because when we tested it, links sometimes didn't go through. I'm linking, you don't have to go to it now, but I'm just linking the Callie and, did you say Andy?
Andy. The links are in the description.
Ah, okay. Well, I was putting them in the chat as well.
Oh, that's fine. Wait, can you pull them out of the description?
Yeah, but I already found them pretty fast on your page,
yeah.
so.
Speedy. Is this off camera? I'm painting. Oh, it almost is.
It's almost, yeah.
I should paint
I can
higher.
scoochy.
Yeah, let's work here. So I will paint in some like little fur highlights, and it's okay if they just skip. I like, excuse me, I've been talking too much. I need to stop talking. They probably enjoy it more. I like it that's catching the canvas texture. I don't know if you can see it. Some people paint on like MDF board, go to the hardware store. They want it smooth, but I like it. I'm like, if I'm painting an original painting, I like it that it, here, I think you can see it above the eye right up here. I like it that it catches the canvas. I'm waiting for to see it. There's a delay.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you see it now? The canvas texture? Oh, there you can.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can see it in the lighter parts. It's a lot easier. So
Oh,
like
that
above
eye
his
looks
eye.
awesome.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Well, it was catching a lot of light. That's the other thing, too, is if someone shows this like with a spotlight on it, that eye is really going to take off. All right, should we say goodbye? Or wait, let me look at my notes.
Make sure you hit every point.
Well, I don't have to. I mean, I just, fur tips, for me, are just brush strokes. Building, depends on the fur. For a dark furred animal like the cat I was talking about, this one I started with blacks and worked up a little bit. But I really didn't work up much except for right here and a little bit here. And then here, everything else was my first layer. What else? Painting title, if you think of one. Oh, here. I'm gonna put my paints away so I won't keep
While you're
painting.
spritzing and putting your paints away, Dorothy Freeman says she just got here. That's
Oh.
amazing, Annie. I'll have to watch from the beginning, or she'll have to watch later from the beginning.
Yeah, so this is a painting in progress. We'll post the full video in like 10 days. I work about a week ahead of Emily's editing and posting. Aw, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming. I was just going to say the next live is going to be cone flowers, so it'll be much easier. I'm going to do it on a 12 by 12. The traceable is actually already up on my website. I set the traceable up 8x8 so it fits on graph paper. Much more simple than this bison. Here, what did I do with the bison traceable? That one's crazy. Oh, I don't know where
I know when you sent me that picture, I had to stare at it for a while to like figure out where the bison was.
Oh,
but,
I don't know where it is. I don't know. Oh, here it is.
But
Well, but because I was going to do it large, so I put.
Yeah.
But like that's too much detail for a smaller painting. You know, that's what craziness.
yeah, but what you pointed out to me is I do like that you kind of give instead of just the shape of the head, you give a little bit of the shading and where it would be, and then like the direction that the fur would go on the nose.
I'm trying to help them.
Yeah.
But it could be so scary that I just scare them away.
Yeah, that one's a tougher one.
Yeah.
That one's
Here we go. Here we go. Let's
paint.
end on this one. There's a little bee heading down. There's going to be a bee in that one.
Yeah.
I love bees. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for watching me paint this bison eyeball. Oh, are you going to move me back, or are you just getting ready to
Here,
say?
yeah, I'll scoot you back so
Oh, okay.
we can say goodbye.
Hang on to your seats. We're going to have motion sickness here. Can we see me now? Can you see me? Can you hear me now, those commercials? All right. Thank you for watching. I super appreciate you hanging out with me while I make some. I think what I'm going to do is maybe keep this looser, but work on values and highlights and get more sort of receding and pulling forward. I want to work on the horn and get some texture in it just because it's fun for me, not because it needs it. Great, big, happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you all soon. Bye, guys.